Hello and welcome to another episode of Space Engineers. And we are on our way back from the desert here with a massive load of gold. Look at all of that. Beautiful, beautiful gold. And it is so nice to basically have what is functionally an unlimited supply of gold now. It's going to change my production completely. Now, really, the only materials that I don't have a infinite supply of is going to be platinum. That's it. And I'll just be able to get platinum manually by going down with a wave diver to mine it. And something spawned in the air over there. That's okay. It's far away. And we are heading back to the base here, as in the last episode we managed to take the uranium base up in the north. And if you caught it, I did a live stream where I set up the mining facilities, and I think I have enough time. Do I have enough time to fly up to the north very quickly and take a look at what I've done? As we can see, we have a mining setup with a container and a port to be able to somebody stole the wheels off the Marauder. God damn it. I don't know how that happened, but that's funny. You can't park that thing in this kind of neighborhood anymore. Damn. Oh well. But we have effectively infinite uranium. We just have to fly up and go get it. And I guess we'll have to fly up with some extra wheel materials so that we can repair the Marauder and maybe some pistons to pick it up off the ground. But what we are going to do today is use the fact that we now have uranium, we now have nuclear power, and set up a better nuclear reactor space. Now, I did set up a little bit of something in, several episodes ago when I got the shield online, and I had put a couple of the stock nuclear reactors, actually the warfare reactors, because I thought they looked cool. And I made that little building in the middle of our base where the shield is currently residing and doing its good job of defending me. And as I come in here for a landing, I make sure I get up and over that pipe and then flatten out and kerplunk. And we're down. Excellent. Brakes. Brakes. Excellent. And as you can see, it's there at the top right of my screen right now. But you may notice that there is some scaffolding around it. That is because that building needs to get bigger. As one of the last things that I haven't touched from Industrial Overhaul is the steam. The steam power. And there's other ways I could have gotten steam power with coal and all that kind of stuff in the past. But I have nuclear, so why don't I just go to the top end of steam right away and get that going? We gotta make sure I'm not exactly lined up here, but it will be good enough. And plunk, proximity, connect. Very good. And we've got the pistons for the C-130, which we can reverse, and they will lock our little landing gear into the ground. Bada boom. Now that gold is being sucked out of there and heading on over into my crushers and purifiers. Oh, yes. Ah, so good. But we are here right in time for the sunrise. And I completely forgot if I reset my audio settings. No, I have to put my music volume back up. There we go. That's what happens when you go from stream to recording without actually, paying attention. But let's go take a look at what we need to do. As you see on my bar there, these are the different parts of steam power. We have the nuclear reactor. And actually, if we just go into the steam power here, there's different ways you can get steam. You can do it with the geothermal wellhead. This is like the free option equivalent to be wind power, but steam, where it creates 7.5 steam per second per 100 meters of well tip depth. So if you can dig down and place your well tip like really far down, you get a lot of steam for free, and the pipes to connect it and such. There's the solar concentrator, which allows you to basically make solar panels but steam. There's coal boilers, which is produces 100 steam per second by burning coal. There is the nuclear reactor, which we are going to use, which uses nuclear fuel to produce 500 steam per second. And then there's a fast neutron reactor, less efficient but generates less waste than the standard reactor, is also capable of consuming nuclear waste as fuel. Must be connected to a steam turbine. So that's kind of cool. It's able to use the nuclear waste for fuel. Maybe we'll add one of these in the future to use up my nuclear waste. Could be a thing I need to do, but more than likely we'll just be done in this series before I actually run into an issue with having too much waste, and then all the different steam pipes, and as well a steam buffer tank, so that you can have some steam storage. But that all comes down and you feed it into a steam turbine, which takes basically 1-to-1, 1 steam equals 1 megawatt. And that means that this nuclear reactor, which creates 500 steam, is capable of powering 10 of these turbines, which each use 50 per second, for 500 megawatts of power, which is absolutely nuts. And if we just pop into my base here and take a look over in this build info for the ship power, we have available currently 355 megawatts. That's all of the gasoline engines that are under the gasoline refinery. We're only using 100 or so right now. And like when we have all of our construction online, for example, we're using, say, 2.5, like 250-ish megawatts. We're going to like 500 to that. So we're going to go from 355 to 800. We're more than doubling our current available power. It's going to be ridiculous. We're going to have so much power available. We're going to be able to crank this shield into a higher power level. We're going to add some additional health to it to fortify our base, as you might have seen when we've got the as long as this terrain loads here. Where was that thing again? It was somewhere over here, I believe, was the crashed ship that they did, and it had incredible quantity of firepower on it. So we're gonna get absolutely hammered if I don't improve my defenses. But something I must do, and I'll just do this quickly off camera, I gotta clean up all of this existing stuff, as it is now in the way. This is where the nuclear reactor is gonna go, here in the center, and as such, this stuff is actually in the way. So we're going to clean all this up, and then we're also going to set up a little piston contraption to not fully grind this down, as I don't really want to do that, because this is a lot of materials in this. I'm going to grab it from the top, disconnect it, move it up, and then weld pad it into position up on its new spot, which will be right here. So let me get a little bit of this stuff ground down and out of the way, and then I'll be right back. And with a little bit of help from our build and repairs, we can just paint them this very bright pink color that I've selected, and It'll automatically get sucked up for me. God, I love building repairs for that. Fill that floor back in. So this little 5x3 area is right where the nuclear power is going to go. So I'm going to plop the reactor in. Pop, pop, like that. Its connection for putting in the fuel is through the top here. Although I'm tempted not to have it like connected to anything and just coming up here and dumping it in. Because once I dump it in, it's just like I'm not really going to take it out for any reason. It's just going to stay in there forever. But what we need to do is we need to move this. We're also going to need advanced weld pads. Do I not have advanced welding in this world? Really? I don't have advanced welding in this world. Well, that was a mistake. Time to go with that mod real quick. And there it is. Okay. I knew I was missing something. We need weld pads. And oh, these start with construction components. I'm gonna need to go grab a couple of those. It's just sometimes it's like those little mods. It's just like, what? I don't have those. I need that. I need that mod in my life. But anyway, what we're gonna do is I think we're gonna. No, that's the reactor. 8 piston. We're gonna do piston. Do I want another piston off of that? No. I want to do this as just the one piston there. So we can go up, I think, to there-ish. Will give us enough room. Bada bum. Then we'll have a block. Then a piston going over so that we can push the thing over. Maybe need to put another couple blocks there. Boop, boop. Because that should be good. And then I should be able to set these build and repairs instead of just into grind only, into build and grind for the factory. Where is that setting? Grind before weld, please. But now you can start to weld. And you can get this stuff going. Excellent. Now that that's good, we can start to reverse it out. And I'm thinking, actually, on this one, maximum distance is only going to be, say, 2.5. Let's reverse it back down. Bottom up. Yeah, okay. This is looking good. Because then we can take this guy and reverse it out till about here. And then right about there. So what is that? That's going to be its 5 meters. Okay. So this guy is going to be max distance 5. Perfection. And now, all we need to do is put a magnetic plate on the bottom of this, which I probably need to raise this up another 2.5 just so I have some space. Make this guy to 5. All so I don't have to rebuild this damn station field emitter. Now we should be able to reverse this guy back down. We'll make his minimum 2.5 for a second here. And grabbed. Perfect. Okay. Now we can cut this thing off.
Inventory full. Inventory
Yes, I know my inventory is full, but that is okay.
Full. Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full.
Hey, it's free. Excellent. And then we will put a pad on the bottom and lift this bad boy up. And now your maximum is going to be 10. Go all the way up. No! No! It needs to be that one taller. Oh. Well, that's not nice. Yeah, that's not nice at all. Okay. I'm going to very temporarily make a little spot for this. And we're going to set it down and re-grab it. Yeah, we can just drop it. It's not going to explode, right? Stay. You balanced there for a second. I need to rejigger this. Maybe I'll grab it from the side. That'll work. That'll work. Reverse this back in. And
Inventory.
take that off. Add the plate onto the side of this. Get it started. And then we'll bring this back down. And we'll totally make this work at some point. Yeah, that works. Just go one block out. Grab! Victory. So then we should just be able to go to 7.5 here. Right? Do I have to pull you in a little bit? I might have to pull you in a little bit. Yeah, there you go. It was getting stuck. Now it's up there, and I can go and dunk and put in the proper location. Okay, so now the weld pad is going to go there. And we need to extend it out and get it on there. Alright, so this one, we can reverse that out. And I probably should share inertia tensor these things. Just snap them a bit better into position. Alright. So as of right now, this needs to go... Actually, this needs to get built. We have a basic computer over here. Please. Oh, we'll get it close. It needs to be at least another 5 meters. Probably about 4 meters-ish. So, we'll take it to 6.5 and see what happens in terms of alignment. Ah, 6.6 is going to be good. Oh, that's velocity. We need this thing. Oop, there we go. 6.7. There we go. And then from there, we can literally just drop it. And it'll just snap into position when it hits the thing. Okay, I'm gonna go get a piece of... I'm gonna go get the computer for it. And if you notice a whole bunch of, like, weird random edits in the middle of this when I really shouldn't be doing any edits, it's, it's because my dog has been going, I want to go in, no. I want to go out, no. I want to come back in, I want to go out. And it's just like, God damn it, little doggy. So yeah, weld pad distance, there we go. We're 2 meters apart, but our axis and roll is perfectly aligned. So all we have to do from here is switch lock. Boom. And the shield is back into position. And now we can go and continue to paint out this roof here. Give it a little bit of extra oomph. Give it the slants it needs. Bada bum, bada bum, and put the corners in there. And our shield has been relocated to the new center of the building. At least I hope that's the center. I don't want to rebuild this thing again, but whatever. I don't care. It's staying there for now. We moved it. And now we can go and put this into the pink. And give it a paint. And this stuff should get all ground down. Oh no! good, it got it. And all this leftover piece of armor all get ground down. Wonderful. Alright. So what we're going to do with this space is we need to have the piping from the steam, and it needs to go to the various steam turbines. So on this thing here, I need to get the pipes and stuff back out of here. So let's go and find the steam power. There we go. We have the nuclear reactor, which we've already placed. We have the turbines. There's mirrored and non-mirrored, so we're using both of those. We got the pipes and the buffer tank. Excellent. And we will get off of that silly looking pink. So what I'm thinking is you can see with these steam turbines, they're quite long. And I've widened this room just enough that I should be able to stick them in like this. So it should be that it should be a steam turbine with it hooking towards you, and go 1, and then leave a space, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 here at the end with that last bit of space. Alternatively, I can have it hooking towards the thing here and leave spaces on that side. Thinking about it, that might actually look better. Let's see what that looks like. Because I need a space in between them in order to put the steam pipe into it. It would have been nice if these things had essentially, well, it was a T and you could just put them side by side, but I guess that was not going to be allowed. And this stuff is in my way, so I will skip the first one. But we want a space. Very good. And that leaves one space right at the end for me to be able to run my pipe into it. And I think that's going to look good. These things actually take large steel tubes. Okay, that's a bit different. That's not something I'm used to. I still got some good fuel, so I'm good there. I'll put away that gun. Large steel tube. But I did prepare by making a whole bunch of large steel tubes, so that I will be able to put these in appropriately. And we have steam tubes with corners. So we're going to come out from each one of them, going upwards, like so. Haven't been built yet, but that is where they will be. Let me through all of these unbuilt things. And then we have steam T's. So this one's going to go up because the output for the reactor is at the top there. You can see the 2 on each side. So this T is going to face upwards and outwards. And then the rest of the T's are going to face downwards, like this. And then this last one isn't going to be a T, it is going to be a curve. And then we just have tubes, like so. And I think that's kind of cool with those turbines like that. Now these turbines are, well, they're all built up already. Damn. That builds fast when you got all those build and repairs. Especially when you have all the materials in stock and ready to go. And then coming off of here, it should be right here is the output. So realistically, what I could do is corner down, straight pipe, T there. That's probably better. That probably looks a little bit better. So this here will be a T junction. And then this will be a corner. Excellent. And there's a little bit of room back here where I could plunk down some batteries for backup, which would always be a good thing in case I run out of fuel. Alright. Like the look of that. It is a little imposing having the pipes right up here immediately instead of I could have basically swapped these around and had the intakes at the back and then run the pipe over and down and then have that pipe along the wall. I wonder if that would look better. I mean, I'm at this point now where I have the resources where I could just scrap this entire side and rebuild it for fun because I can. So I can do that to the other side and see how it looks and then make the decision of whether or not I want to have which way. Can I get rid of all those? No, go. These large steel tube scraps, go away. Okay. I need some plate. Thank you. It's so nice to basically be at that point where you have that many resources. You can just be like, yeah, it'll work out. So, in which case, then it would be like this. Oh no, you're one off. Wrong position. Like that. And then the pipes, essentially the same design. We'll go corner, corner, and then along the way with the T-junctions. In which case, this one will actually be on this end here, because we'll go up, and then we'll go over, and then we'll sneak in at the end. All the T-junctions along here. And then all the straight pipes. And yeah. I like that better than this. This looks alright, but I like this better. Alright. Build and repairs. Grind it all down. Man, I'm living the lap of luxury where I can just be like, meh, don't want it. Get rid of it. And it's just like completely okay. I have no worries about resources. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. In which case, I want the steam turbine, not the turbine mirrored, so that way I can keep the same plan as the other side. In which case, this one will go there and there. And those need to get worked on here. And this nuclear reactor needs a lot of stuff, including 1,500 reactor components. I wonder if I even have that right now is a good question. And also I need to go get some power and hydrogen real quick. Thank. Fuel. And get some of my power back. But as we're in this sort of interlude, waiting for some things to grind and some things to build, I was wanting to hear some feedback about the possibility of, you know, how can I say this correctly? How people took that last episode and with its having some additional multiplayer concepts and stuff in this playthrough. I hope people enjoyed it. What I plan to do with it essentially is to keep it light, as just add it in as, oh, here's some extra stuff that would allow me to spice things up and give me an objective, and not to sort of have it completely take over the narrative. As you can see, I'm still doing just building projects, because it's one of my favorite things to do in Space Engineers. And I wouldn't want that essence to go away. So as such, they will just be there occasionally as things to just add a little bit of spice to the playthrough whenever things are getting like a little bit too much. We built another building and it gets a little boring. You know what I mean? Alright, so now we got that up there. This is all being built up. That's wonderful. We will run the pipe this way over until we are... this is the hitbox for this, actually. One less. And then a corner. And that should be going into the output from the nuclear reactor here. This, and then pipe. Corner it down and pipe it up. And we should be all plugged in. In a perp world. We just got to get this thing built up, which I'm assuming by build and repairs as soon as they are done with the regular turbines and such. I'm not sure how much materials they maybe have in stock. Looks like we might be running out of a few things, as those electromagnets did not fill up immediately. Electromagnets. Oh, yeah, we have none left over. Fabricators, how you doing? Those are fabricators. Are you guys on electromagnets? How about you build me a little? And as such, wire drawers, you're probably going nuts. Just make me copper wire. I always need copper wire. It's never a situation where I've ever been like, man, I have too much copper wire. Okay. So that's going hard. What else do we need here? Because realistically, once this is all welded, we just need to replace the shield table, which should be one of these blocks here. Maybe even just a block or two off of the reactor, like right here. Shield controller table, which I need an aluminum plate for. And then the shield can be back up and running. With massive more power scaling to it. Alright, where do I want to put this thing? That is where it is on top, in the center. I guess it is actually not in the center of the building, the thing. It's actually to the back of the building. Oh, it's because when I expanded the building, I actually expanded it to forward, to this way. I didn't recenter it. Oh well, I don't care anymore. We're just gonna literally go, it's right there. We'll go underneath it, right here. I do not care. It's only 24 field emitters. I've got that in stock. And it should get back into position. The shield should get back online relatively shortly. You got the shield controller here, powering up, 50 megawatts. Full charge in 460 seconds. And the emitter is good. For this controller table, shield width, height, and depth. No, hey, that's way bigger. What was it, like 300? Not 300 height, though. It was like 100 height. Something like that. Full charge in 19 seconds. Ooh, that's fast. You should be able to see that come online here in just a few moments. As this thing should be the next thing to be worked on in a perfect world. And shield up. Oh, I might have to change it to High reflective. Always visible. There we go. There! Now I can see my bubble. Yep, that's what it was. 100 tall, 300 wide. In every direction. Shield is back online on the base. And yes, this is getting built up. Those reactor components. I should have enough. Hopefully. I specifically made a whole bunch prior to this episode just to make sure I had some in stock. If not, we'll do a cut and I'll build another couple hundred because it looks like I am a couple hundred short. Yep, everything else is there and I'm 200 short. Okay, let's build up 200 more reactor components. I hope I have the materials for that. They are here. No, that's gravity components. Reactors, where are you? These places, right? Yes. Oh, do you need more carbon? Always, always with the carbon. Yes. Oh, wait, there's still current carbon here. Alright. I'm going to give these advanced assemblers a couple minutes here in order to build a couple hundred more of these reactor components. The sun is getting low on the horizon, but we are getting to 1,500 reactor components. I had to go and get my production in order because, I was missing plastic and I was missing carbon for them. That's why they had stopped producing, and so I had to make sure everything was all prioritized and in position and working. And now it is, and we've got one more reactor component, and the nuclear reactor is online. Bada boom, fully built, fully leveled up, and this is its input. Alright, so let's go and grab some fuel. We should have some nuclear fuel around here, as we have spent fuel, we have nuclear fuel, we also have depleted uranium. Byproduct of making nuclear fuel is that we can have some great bullets in the future. But that's all we have right now, at least here at this base. We have to go and fly back to the North Pole and get some more uranium in the future. But we can fuel our nuclear reactor with 181 nuclear fuel. And toggle it on. Ooh. These are starting to spin. Ooh, they have power. All right, steam output 500 liters. Nuclear fuel 0.02 a second. 0.03 was at max capacity. The steam is going into the turbines. Let's take a look here. Steam turbines. Okay. They are currently outputting just a small amount of power at the moment. Total available power of 855 megawatts. Oh yeah, baby. We have power. So now what I should be able to do is increase this thing's health, right? Like, we only have 800,000 health for this shield. And what I know what some people do with these shields is that they do, like, oh, so we can still shunt shields. We can pull the bottom shield, we push. There we go. Because nothing's going to get below us. We can up the power scaling of this shield, right? Because currently we're at 6.2 megawatts. We're currently using 120 of our 855. But we can up this, can't we? Oh, I'm not sure how to do this without causing things to fall apart. Can we go megawatt? And then set it to be like 350 megawatts? Oh, that lowers its health. Okay. How do I set this thing to be a nice... HP cap is 581. I guess then maybe if we just disable that, it goes to whatever it's a nice HP cap for it is. I don't really get shields. I don't use them very much. I know if we set it down to like kilowatt, this thing's gonna like... yeah, 900 health. If we set it to gigawatt, it's just not gonna have enough. So yeah, we'll just disable it. But we do have more power available on our base so that we can start doing some extremely power intensive things. Such as, there is, I do have a battery bank of lithium ions underneath the refinery, and that would be enough to keep the refinery running for several hours so that I could rebuild something if I lost power. But there are higher end batteries, including an electron maintenance bank. Stores individual high energy electrons in a nanocrystalline lattice, extremely high storage density and output potential. 100% charging efficiency. Maximum output is 50. Stored power is 250 megawatt hours. A battery is 12 and 3. This is 50 and 250. Wow, is all I can say to that. However, it does need some god tier level stuff. Quantum computers, electron magnet shell, matrix cells, and such. But I should be able to make that happen and get some of these things in position. So if I grab some steel plate and head on over to this, which I'm going to have to add more lights to in the future, we should be able to fill up this back row here with electron matrix banks. So that would be, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 electron maintenance. Electron matrix bank. God, I cannot speak words. On either side for a total of 12. So then I'd have a massive power store right here underneath the shield. So that way, if this thing ever gets cut off from the base, and it gets cut off from that power, that 350 megawatts there, this 500 megawatt station will have its power, but then it will also have the ability to draw out 12 times 50. So a lot more megawatts, and so that it can pump that power back out into the grid and keep the shield online even in a dire emergency, which I think is looking awesome. Like, it's a little dark here, but I think I did a great job setting this up. It looks pretty. We'll have to shape the building a little bit better. And we now have steam power for our nuclear. Which I actually think is really cool. I like this part of Industrial Overhaul where you have these additional fun systems like steam and gasoline. And I wish that some of that came into the game. But we did it! We have additional power, and we're utilizing our uranium. And something that I did on the stream, which I haven't shown you guys yet, but I'll show you guys right now. You may notice that this is no longer plugged into the base. That is because the engines are gone. But how does this thing run? It is nuclear. We have a compact reactor on this thing. And this plane is now fully nuclear. I need to be able to see where I'm going. But yeah, as you can see, it's got 159 days of power sitting here in the hangar. We just need to pull a 180. There we go. We can get outside. And this thing can easily fly around entirely on nuclear power. So as such, we can take off and go off for a flight with an entire day's worth of fuel on board. And if we tell this thing to fly in this direction, and we check our reactor here, you can see currently outputting 1.1 of our 10 possible megawatts of power, and we fly like a dream with no noise. Look at that. This plane is now a silent killer, as we don't have that very annoying cockpit noise. We just have the standard space engineers vehicle being on noise. But yes, nuclear power. In the next episode, I believe we need to build an attack plane or something. Not attack plane, attack helicopter. I need something that can land a bit better on the Marauder. Maybe expand a little flight deck onto the Marauder at some point. Something. And then we need to get the Marauder back down from the North Pole. My resource node should be fine because the enemy only really spawns while I'm nearby. So as long as I only visit for brief time frames, then there shouldn't be any issues. And so I need to start working on bringing the Marauder back to the base. And that's probably going to take an entire episode doing that. But for now, thanks for watching. And good hunting out there, fellow space engineers.